even though he knew how corrupt the world would become. Why did God decide to create it anyway?
Yeah, that's a great question, and kind of one of those age-old questions. Like, if God knew that the world was going to be so sinful, so evil, and if He knew He would destroy it with a flood and all these things, why did He ever do it in the first place if it was just going to, go to pot, so to speak? Well, the short answer is this: is that God did it to put His glory on display. That's why God does everything. Everything that God does is about and for His glory. And God, the glory of God is God's glory has been described as the pinnacle of His attributes. His glory kind of encapsulates all of the attributes of God: His mercy, His faithfulness, His kindness, His um, uh, long suffering, His omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence, but also His wrath, and also His jealousy, also His righteousness. And there would be no way for the full glory of God to be on display if His wrath was not also on display. And so, apart from evil, apart from sin, there would be no way for the wrath of God to be manifested and put on display. So that's the short answer to the question. So His mercy, for example, and when we think of mercy, we think, in kind of kind terms. We think of mercy, oh, that's nice, and that's a positive thing. But think about it. What is mercy? Well, by definition, you can't understand the mercy of God until you first understand the wrath of God. If we have not sinned against God, if we do not owe a sin debt to Him, then the mercy of God would make no sense. So, if I were to walk up to a stranger on the street, someone I've never met before, and walk up to him and said, "Hey, man, I've got really good news for you. I'm going to show you mercy." The guy would look at me like, "What are you talking about? I haven't done anything to you. What do you mean you're going to show me mercy?" So you see, it's only when we understand our sin and the debt that we owe to God that the mercy of God becomes precious. It's only when we understand the wrath of God that the mercy of God becomes precious. And so, apart from the fall, there would be no way for God to display His attribute of mercy, which is part of His glory.